Okay, the time has come. You guys get to see my house finally, which is so exciting. I got my couch about 2 days ago. And this morning, you guys are in luck. I cleaned my whole house, which is amazing. So yeah, so let's go on a tour. Okay, so right now we are standing at my front door. This is my front door. How exciting. I padlock it every night. And then you walk into my living room. Of course, I have tons and tons of pictures up on the wall. And that is actually a map of Rwanda over there. So I have a metal trunk that I keep various random things in it. I have lots of toys around that the kids play with. That metal thing is my water filter. I drink only filtered water, and I basically use only filtered water for cooking and things like that, just to be safe. I have a beautiful couch that I just got. So every Peace Corps volunteer gets this twin size mattress. It's a very nice, high quality twin size mattress in Rwanda. But a lot of volunteers decide to make it into a daybed, and opt to buy a larger mattress with their stipend. And I chose to do the same thing just so I was comfortable for the full 2 years that I'm here. Also, it's really nice to have another place to stay. I have a friend that's coming next Friday, and she now has a place to sleep, which is awesome. I have tons and tons of photos of all of my friends and family and students back home. And then over here, I keep my jerry cans. As many of you know, I don't have running water. So I collect water from the school, or I pay somebody to go down into the valley to the well to get water for me. And truthfully, both of those are empty right now. But yeah, so I go through, truthfully this past week, I only used one jerry can all week because it's been raining so much, and I collect a lot of rainwater to wash my dishes or wash like the floor and things like that. But yeah, I usually go through a jerry can about every 3 or 4 days. So once you are in my house, if you go to the right, you walk into my kitchen area. I've turned it into a kitchen. And I just went to the market, so I actually have food again. I haven't had food for like a couple days now because I didn't go to the market on Wednesday. But yes, I have my electric kettle. I have a bunch of spices and things that I brought from home just so I could make some of the things that I'm used to. I have a beautiful gas stove. I'm really lucky to have a gas stove. I'm one of the few people in my village to have a gas stove. But almost every Peace Corps volunteer has a gas stove. My site mate actually has an electric one that plugs into like an electric outlet. But I love my gas stove. It makes cooking so much easier. If I didn't have it, I would have to cook on a charcoal stove, which takes hours. So it's a great luxury that I have a wonderful gas stove. I still have many things on the ground. I am getting a cabinet in the next couple weeks. I have like all my plates and stuff still on the ground. But I'm getting a cabinet to put it all in. It'll be super exciting. And I hang all my pots and pans and mugs and things up there. And in this small metal trunk, I keep all of like my small food items that aren't like vegetables and fruits. And this, almost every Peace Corps volunteer has a metal trunk like this. It keeps out all the bugs and stuff, which has been great since I did have a rat problem. I think it was definitely lessened. I haven't seen or heard a rat in my house in the past week after my horrifying night that I'll talk about some other time. And then I have my bag of eggs. I eat about 4 eggs a day, so people are always coming and offering me eggs. Today I bought about 10 from a few different kids, and I love them. They're literally hanging, holding by a spoon. Okay, so then if you come in the back, you go into my bedroom. All of my AG-Tenge and the clothes that I've gotten made here are hanging up. And of course I have more photos and even a note from my mom. I have my yoga mat, so I work out. I have a huge cabinet that I got made. It basically holds all of my belongings. Everything that you have not seen yet is in there. Like all of my clothes, markers, what else is in there? Any beauty products, health products, whatever. And then you have my bed. Now I have my mosquito net, of course, because mosquitoes love me. I normally have it tucked in at all times, but I actually pinned it up today because I was cleaning and getting things out of the way. And of course my bed's never made, so like, get over it. So I have my beautiful bed. I love my bed. My headmistress helped me get the mattress all the way from my regional town, which was a very interesting, weird, chaotic day of me trying to find a random Rwandan man in a giant city market. Luckily, I ran into a language teacher that trained me during PST, during Peace Corps pre-service training. And she actually totally helped me figure out the whole thing. And they brought it to my market town and then put it on a bike that actually was, weirdly enough, knew where I lived, because everybody knows where the Umuzungu lives. And they brought me my mattress, and it's probably the most comfortable mattress of all time. All mattresses in Rwanda are foam, so they don't last very long. But this will last my 2 years, and I'm excited. And I do have a window in my house. My brother was very worried I didn't have windows before. I do have a window. I just have it covered with Ijitenge. Don't worry. When I showed my brother, he was very worried I didn't have windows. And then you can come back out and I have a back hallway. This is where I keep all of my shoes and my coats and my bags and stuff. I have many bags. And then you come to my back hallway. Now this is actually where I bathe. I choose to bathe here. There is a place outside to bathe, but I just didn't feel comfortable with that. So many Peace Corps volunteers like me choose to bathe in their back hallway with their bucket. So I have my basins that I use for everything, for washing clothes, for washing dishes, everything. I have all my shower stuff, and I have my shower bucket. And then I use the cup to pour water onto myself after I've boiled water and stuff. And then I just end up mopping it out, which keeps my back area very nice. And now we're going to go outside. So outside, on the left over here is my douche. It's technically where you're supposed to shower. I store my charcoal stove and my giant bag of charcoal in there, since I don't use it. And there's a bunch of like loose leaf paper that I use to light my charcoal stove in there. So it's a storage place. And then on the right is my latrine. Let's go see my latrine. So this is my latrine, in case you did not know what it looked like. It's simply a hole with some places to put your feet. It's very easy and simple. And then you come back out. I have a beautiful side yard with a gate, and you go back in my house. Okay, now that you guys have seen my house, I wanted to talk a little bit about the requirements for a Peace Corps volunteer to live in a house in a village, and also some of the things that I really love and hate about my house. For one, I absolutely love my house. My house is amazing, actually. Some people say that it's very small. I probably have one of the smallest houses in my cohort, but I love that I do. A lot of people have bigger houses with very extra empty rooms that are just unnecessary, and I love it. I also love my latrine. People freak out, and I know many of you probably are, that I use a latrine. Now, I was so excited when I found out I had a latrine. Like, you have no idea how excited I was. Because plumbing in Rwanda just doesn't work the same. And many, Western toilets, you have to pour water in to get it to flush. And it wastes a lot of water for that to actually work and happen. And in dry season, in a lot of places, it's not possible. Like, you just can't waste the water like that. So you kind of choose, like, water to drink over flushing your toilet, and it gets gross really fast. I don't know one person that has a Western toilet as a Peace Corps volunteer that actually enjoys having their Western toilet.
And luckily I haven't had any stomach problems yet. So cross your fingers, we're all good. I also throw all of my trash and my food scraps in my latrine, which is really nice. If I didn't have a pit latrine like I do, there are some other types of versions of latrines where there's pipes that lead out to a pit. I couldn't throw like trash and things like that down there, and I would have to find like a trash pit that they burn. And I just really don't like burning trash. And I will never burn trash because it really affects my lungs. But yeah, and I really don't have that much trash. I burn anything that is like paper, to be able to light my Imbabura. My food scraps, if they're big food scraps, I throw them over the fence to the like field next to my house where all the pigs like graze, I guess. Do pigs graze? I don't know. And Marilee and Marilou, do pigs graze? I don't know. But yeah, so there's pigs that hang out there. And like people bring their pigs next to my house to eat. I don't know. Yeah, there's pigs everywhere, guys. There's pigs all around me. But yeah, so I really love my latrine, even if you guys don't understand. Also, people get very freaked out about me not having running water. I don't mind it. I save so much water, guys. I love collecting rainwater. There's something very satisfying about collecting rainwater and like using the water that was already there. It's also kind of fun to see how much it actually rained. And I love using a bucket bath. I really do. I love being able to just like pour hot water all over my body. It's great. And I really don't mind fetching water. My water source, luckily, is really close. And if that water source is out, I just pay somebody to do it because it is so far away then. And that always has water because it's well. It's not based on rain. Yeah, so other things about my house, I am technically in America, what we would call a duplex. I'm connected to my landlord back there. That wall on the other side is my landlord's house. At first, it kind of bothered me because I can hear everything. And especially in the back area, you can hear everything through my bedroom window. And somehow, Rwandans go to bed very late and they wake up very early. I will never understand how they do it, but they do. So I can hear everything. But truthfully, now I love it, especially after one night with my wonderful rat and I screamed and my landlord came over and checked on me. So it made me feel really safe. It also makes my house stand out way less. And that brings me to the different requirements that a PCV or volunteer's house has to have. One of the big things is that it cannot stand out, which is really hard because of the other requirements that a house must have. Sometimes it is the biggest, nicest house in the community that you have to live in. But I luckily have a house that does not stand out from my neighbors. There are many houses that are bigger than me. There are many houses that are worse than mine. And it makes me feel safer to know. Hold on. Sakumi narimwe. Sakumi narimwe gusa. Oh yeah. Sorry, the kids want to play. Oboni. Sakumi. Yego. Ariko chuzachina Sakumi narimwe. Sorry. They really want to play, but I told them we couldn't play till 5 and it's only 4. So, we're back. Okay. Back to my house. What was I saying? Oh my goodness. What was I saying? Oh, my house standing out. My house is much smaller than a lot of people in my community, so it doesn't stand out at all. It also means that I have an extra safety of having my landlord right there. And he definitely looks out for me. He totally protects me. And so does his 2 sons that are 7 and 3, and I love them. And his wife is just so unbelievably wonderful. Other things that your house is required to have as a Peace Corps volunteer. You must have metal doors and windows, and they must have bars on them. This is simple security. No windows can be broken, even though one of mine is cracked, but that's not a problem. It's just a crack. But yeah, so like you have, like your house has to be very functional. You have to be a certain distance from water and from work and from the market. And I'm all well below all of those limits. So I'm very lucky. And what else? The ceiling has to be tight enough that bats can't get in. And you have to be, there's also like certain health things. Like your latrine has to be a number of meters deep. It has to face a certain way so that like if anything happens, crap doesn't come into your house, it goes out. The kids are still at my door. They're so funny. But yeah, so there's a lot of things. There's also just like other basic safety things, like a single female volunteer cannot live next to a single male volunteer unless there's some sort of like wall or divider, which I don't have to worry about. I do know a couple others that have had to worry about it. But yeah, so like my house is very extremely carefully picked out by my community and Peace Corps. Of course, there are different things in every community and everyone's houses. I love my house. There is kind of one downfall that it's at the very top of a hill I have to walk up no matter what I do. But it's good exercise. And most of the time I don't really go up and down the hill that often because school is like 100 yards away. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my house. I love it. I have made it home and it's slowly coming together and really feeling like home. If you guys have any questions about how I live or the way I do things on a regular basis, let me know. I know that there's like some things that like I don't think I need to explain because it's normal here and like that's what I know, but not all of you know those things. So if you have any questions about how I live, the way I do things, what I do on a daily basis, anything you want or anything you want to see me do or know about, anything you want me to write about, whatever you want, please click the get in touch button on, I don't know what side it is, either side, and message me, or you guys can comment below. But thanks for visiting my house. Bye.